Yeah. Shit. Damn it. Get your water bowl. Girl, you really tore your neck up. Evening, Sue. Was you in the stream earlier? Yeah. I saw 2 people were in here in the beginning of my stream each time, and I asked if it was you, and I didn't get no reply. I wasn't sure if it was you. Yeah, I figured you was busy or something. But I just put water in there. I didn't have a water bowl in here for 2 days, so they may be thirsty and we may get to catch them drinking. As a matter of fact, we have one going to it now if I can keep the camera focused. A lot of people don't know it, but reptiles will drink, but they get the vast majority of their water through the rodents that they eat or the food they eat, because even reptiles like herbivore reptiles get a lot of their water from the vegetation they eat. It looks like there's 4 of us in here and only 2 likes. Can the other 2 of y'all please double tap center of your screen, give us a thumbs up? It would help spread this to a wider audience from the start if you guys will do that for me. You're looking at timber rattlesnakes, scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. They are a venomous pit viper found throughout the eastern United States. Hey, how you doing, Hijinks? Don't forget to hit that like button. All right, I appreciate that, man. So you got your snake. I heard. That's good. That's good news. How's it doing? Is it seeming like it's settling in okay? I'd be interested in seeing your new snake there, Hijinks. If you would, you could send me a picture. Send me it to Walker, W-A-L-K-E-R, Karen, K-A-R-E-N, 829 at gmail.com. Yeah, he struck at you, you know, that was just a little defensive, you know, thing going on. But that could be a good sign as well that he struck already, you know. He may eat for you, you know, right away, being that you actually got a strike out of him. And if he's a baby still, you know, that's very common for babies. Sue, the barn's going good. We started getting the walls in today. I need to go pick up the insulation in the morning, and we're going to try to do that blown-in insulation. You know, I don't know how well that's going to work out. We're going to give it a shot. I was going to do spray foam, but I got to keep the cost reasonable here. You know, it's starting to get a little bit out of hand, you know, on cost, but I'm going to try that spray or that blown-in insulation, and we'll see, you know, if it works out okay, good. If not, I'll have to regroup and go with that spray foam. Hey, thank you guys for stopping in to check out the stream already. While you're here, can you double tap on the screen for me? Give me a thumbs up. we'd really appreciate it. Definitely helps spread the stream to a wider audience. It gets us a whole lot more exposure by you hitting the like button. We're not a monetized channel. We don't accept donations. We don't take super chats. We don't take money in any way. We simply want you to hit the thumbs up button. Oh, okay, yeah, he's about 6 months old. Yeah, that's still a, that's still a baby in my book. Here in another couple of months, it'll be a sub-adult. Whoever hit the heart, I appreciate that. If you haven't already double tapped the screen though in the center, that's how you give the thumbs up, and the thumbs up helps us a whole lot more than the love. Although we appreciate the love as well. For anybody who's not aware, you are looking at timber rattlesnake babies. They're 3 weeks old. They're scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. They are found throughout the eastern United States. They're found all the way from New England, all the way to northern Florida, all the way out to Minnesota and the northeastern portions of Texas. So they are found in a very wide area. However, they are a species of concern as far as endangerment goes, mainly due to deforestation, habitat loss, but also because people being afraid of them and killing them. Yeah, when he's periscoping, that's because he's just trying to check out his new environment. That gives them a better vantage point. They get to see higher. They can, see a whole lot more when they periscope like that. It's very normal behavior. It is very cute behavior, like you said. Hey guys, we got 23 people checking it out. Can a handful of y'all please double tap your screen, give us a thumbs up? The more likes we get in the very beginning, the better it helps the stream. YouTube puts it out for a wider audience. The more people we get to hit the like, they put it out to a wide audience, and then we get a pretty decent following in here watching. Without your likes, the stream just fizzles out to nothing. And we're left with myself, Sue, and Hijinks and Tom in here chatting amongst each other. Even though I enjoy chatting with all of them, I'd prefer to have more people in watching. I don't know if you saw the highlight of the stream earlier, Hijinks, but I actually have one of these baby rattlesnakes periscoping, and I pointed it out in the live stream. Oh, Romero's in here as well? Yeah. So we also have Romero that comes in and talks with us and chats with us. I didn't realize Romero was in here. My apologies. I did learn today, though, that Fridays are not a great day on the live streams early in the day. Oh, okay, good deal. Yeah. I'm glad you were able to learn a little something, from our streams. That's great. That's one of my biggest goals is education. I don't know everything there is to know about snakes or all reptiles, but I do have a wealth of knowledge, and I like to spread that knowledge with others, like yourself, someone who likes snakes, owns a snake, and then someone like Sue, who was afraid of snakes and didn't exactly care for them. There we have a baby drinking right now, two babies drinking. I feel a little bad. I deprived them of water for 2 days. Not intentionally, but I didn't realize I didn't put their water bowl in there. But it doesn't hurt them, you know, they're just fine. Like I say, they get the vast majority of their water from the food that they eat. Hey guys, there's 20 of us in here. We got 6 likes. I appreciate those who have hit the like button. If at all possible, will some more of y'all please double tap center of that screen, give us some more likes. Let's try to get this stream blown up a little bit. Try to get some more people in here. Once we get some more people in here, you know, maybe I will explain a little bit more about these snakes. Some of y'all have probably already heard what I'm going to say, but some of y'all haven't, and I would really like to educate more people as well, the best I can. And like I say, also with these streams right now, you know, we are also trying to build a following, you know, that people will come in and check out all of the other snakes when we have our studio set up. You know, we are actively building a new barn for the snakes right now. And when that's done and our new YouTube studio is done here in a few more days, we intend to basically, you know, have an entire reptile zoo right here on the virtual reptarium for y'all to come check out anytime you want. We will have scheduled days where we do cage cleanings, we do feedings, and educational videos where we take snakes out, show you the snakes, talk about them, and you know, tell you whatever it is that we know about them, and give you close-up looks of them, and whatever. And if anybody's close enough here to near the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area, you know, and you ever wanted to stop by and check them out in person, you know, we can most certainly set up an appointment to do a tour. Yeah, you see, Sue just said if you could, please double tap the screen. She's the boss around here. You need to listen to her. Double tap that screen. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit here, see if we can see them ones a little closer to the water here. There you see Rattlesnake Jake. You see his eyes are turning blue. That's what they do just before they get, you know, shed. This is part of the shedding cycle. The reason that their eyes turn that blue color or get opaque like that is there is actually a thin layer of fluid or liquid, you know, between the outer layer of skin and the inner layer of skin, and that essentially loosens up that old layer of skin off of them to get them in, you know, prepared to shed. You will notice over the next several days, Rattlesnake Jake's eyes will turn back from the blue opaque color to a clear color again, where you see his black eyes. They will actually get a little more opaque than they are now, but then they will revert back to looking normal within a day or two before he sheds. And he will shed his skin. He will be a lot darker in color than what he looks right now all the way around, and his eyes will be perfectly clear and black again. Hey guys, we got about 40 of y'all watching. Can some of y'all please double tap center of that screen, give us a thumbs up. We're trying to get a little bit bigger of an audience in here, and then we're going to talk a little bit about these timber rattlesnakes, the Crotalus horridus. These are 3-week-old babies, and there's a lot of information to learn about these snakes. I promise to make it worth your time if you give me a thumbs up. I'm not going to do like you see on a lot of other live streams and sit in the chair with a toilet seat around my head talking about nothing. Sorry, we have one climbing right in front of the camera right now that is, there you go, it got out of the way. I apologize about that. And as you can see over there on the right there, that's the queen of them all here, you know, and she's in the water already messing around. You can tell her face is all wet. That is Eyeless. Okay, you just sent the email, Hijinks. I'll get a look at that here. Give me just 1 minute and I'll take a look. But, yep, there's Eyeless. And, of course, well, there's Eyeless and Rattlesnake Jake, both side by side. And there's actually a close-up of the opaque blue eyes. Before they go in the shed, you know, that's what us in the hobby, you know, call it, is, you know, going blue. Let me zoom out a little here, get this back to where you can see. But, so yeah, he has gone blue, so he's going to go ahead and he's going to do his second shed of his life. He has shed 1 time so far. This will be the second one. And as I said, he will continue to get a whole lot darker and more vibrant. Hey guys, we got almost 50 people in here right this second. There's only 7 likes. Can some more of y'all please double tap center of that screen, give us a thumbs up. Even if you don't plan on staying, by you giving us a like, it'll spread it to a wider audience. It'll bring more people in, and it also brings more people to our future streams. It is the only way to boost the algorithm to get more people in is by y'all giving us a thumbs up. So please, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up for us or double tap the center of your screen. It does the same thing. That's the quickest way. It doesn't cost you anything. It pays off tremendously for us. We are not a monetized channel. We do not accept donations. We don't ask for money in any way. We simply want your likes. Well, you're the one who named him Rattlesnake Jake, aren't you? None of the 40 viewers want to give us a like, please? Come on, guys. Give us a thumbs up. We're putting our time and effort into making this stream for y'all to check out for your entertainment and education. Please, take a split second of your time and double tap that screen for us. Oh, yeah, that's... Hijinks, that's definitely a pretty one you got there. You got a picture of him periscoping. That's really cool. Here, let's show everybody on the live stream your new snake here. Let's show them all. This right here is Hijinks' new snake. He or she, I'm not sure if you're a boy or girl, Hijinks, but you just got this snake yesterday, correct? But yeah, you got a real pretty snake here. Let me get the camera set back up for y'all here on the stream. I apologize. I wanted to show Hijinks' new snake. I figured y'all would appreciate it. Hey guys, there's about 55 people watching. We got 8 likes. Can a few more of y'all please double tap center of your screen, give us a thumbs up. Even if you don't plan on staying, it helps us out tremendously. It gets us out to a wider audience. It brings more people in that do hang out for a while and watch, and it also brings people to future streams where we can help educate and you know, just entertain a little bit about these snakes. They're a very important species here in North America, and I think it's very important to get the word about these snakes out there as wide as possible. And y'all would really be helping. You'd be helping as far as our conservation efforts go and everything if you just simply give us a thumbs up. If it doesn't make much sense to you how you'd be helping on the conservation efforts by giving us a thumbs up, let me explain. If you give us a thumbs up, like I say, it brings a wider audience in here. People see our streams in the future, and maybe they'll stick around, for a little while. Even those who doesn't like snakes, or or afraid of snakes, maybe they'll hang out a little bit and they'll learn something about them. And the next time they see one out somewhere, maybe they won't kill the snake, which will help contribute to increasing the population of these snakes and allowing these snakes to coexist with us peacefully. There we go. We got more of them playing in the water. That's another little fun fact. Actually, that's eyeless in the water right there. That little snake in the water right there, if everybody can see her, we call her eyeless. We spell it I-S-L-I-S. The reason for it is obvious there. She has no eyeball on the left side of her face. She only has one eye on the right side. She was born that way. Eyeless was born from 6 embryos that we artificially incubated, that we had harvested from doing an emergency C-section on a timber rattlesnake that was struck by a vehicle on the road. We managed to see it happen when she got struck by the car, so we immediately stopped, checked her out, realized she was gravid, did an emergency C-section. We took 8 embryos out of her. 2 of them were damaged from the accident. That left 6 for us to artificially incubate, and we managed to artificially incubate 5 of the 6 all the way to term until they hatched. And Eyeless is one of those survivors. And unfortunately, sometimes with incubation errors or temperature fluctuations, or maybe even the accident where she had got struck on the road, maybe that's what caused it, but either way, she was born without one eye. We intend to keep her and grow her up, into an adult specimen. We will handle her regularly between now and the time she's an adult, and she can be a good ambassador for us here at the Virtual Reptarium. And we'll get her used to people and make her understand that humans are not a threat to her, where if anybody stops by, they could possibly, pet her, touch her and stuff. We would have her in a tube to keep anybody safe, but she would know that she's safe and it would not stress her out, And then the darker guy right there in the center of your screen to the right, that one's name is Rattlesnake Jake. Hijinks named Rattlesnake Jake, and she picked a great name for him. And so it stuck, We've had a few people name some of my snakes around here. The little Purpur maculatus was named Googly Eyes, and I call it Google for short now. We still have some other snakes that we need help and suggestions on names. We have an albino western diamondback that we have to name. We have a Mexican West Coast rattlesnake that we have to name. And we have, what else do we have? We have a white southwestern speckled rattlesnake that we got a name yet. And we have a Malaysian king cobra that needs a name. Hey, thank you to everybody who has hit the like button. If you have not yet hit the like button, will you guys please hit that like button, double tap center of your screen, or hit the 3 dots in the upper right corner. That'll give you a menu that drops down and you can hit the thumbs up. Yeah, you named Rattlesnake Jake, didn't you? Am I mistaken? Oh, okay, it was Romero that named Rattlesnake Jake. Okay. Hijinks, you have the stuffed animal that you call Rattlesnake Jake. Is that correct? Okay, yeah, that's what it is. You have the stuffy that is called Rattlesnake Jake. Romero named him Rattlesnake Jake. Okay, I got you. I'm sorry. I apologize. I had that a little bit wrong there. Look at this here. We got two of them braiding themselves together. They're twisting all up together. But here's a little example, these snakes, they do not want to bite, if they were aggressive, they would be wanting to go after my hand right now, but they just absolutely no aggression to these snakes at all. Yep, yeah, we were joking about Jake from State Farm at the same time. Yep, I do recall it now. I just confused Hijinks and Romero. Yeah, it was kind of late. Everybody kept saying they were leaving and then nobody left. Hey guys, we got about 24 people in here watching. Only 9 likes. There's about 15 of y'all that haven't hit the like button yet. Can y'all please double tap that screen, give us a thumbs up? Yeah, including me. Yep. The Soviet kitty actually messaged me on another video earlier. It looks like they have changed their screen name, so we may see a different name come into the chat here in a little while, because they've been coming regularly as well into our stream. I actually just got a comment on one of the highlights from the stream earlier, and it is a guy named Brian Field 58, and he says, I live in East Texas and we no longer have timber rattlesnakes anymore, but cross the river around Shreveport they are common. We need to protect them. This is my point. They used to have them in that portion of Texas where he is from, but they no longer see them, So that is, just evidence of what I've been saying on these live streams, that we really need to protect these snakes, because all it takes is, the death of one female, for it to completely disrupt an entire colony or an entire, family of them, or for lack of better words. So it's very, very important. And as I try to demonstrate, I know I've been doing it with mainly the babies here. The reason I haven't fiddled around too much with the adults is because now is the time that they start their brumation. So they are starting to prepare for winter time, and I don't want to disrupt their natural, ways. And it's just not smart for me to do that. So I got to kind of leave them alone. But I do have some that I do not brumate, ones that I keep in the enclosures. And I want to demonstrate with them too, like I try a little bit with these babies to show that they are not aggressive in any way at all. These snakes, I have been struck at by timber rattlesnakes, but again, I am a big scary thing to these snakes, when I am out there, and using a hook, trying to actually pick them up and stuff like that. I'm a threat, so it's expected uh, you know, out of fear. So it's very, and again, I guess I was getting at the fact that I really, want to show that they are not a big, scary, mean snake. They're not going to chase you down. They're not going to come after you to bite you and stuff. So it's very important that we try to get the word out there. I know I'm just one guy, and I know that we have a very small following right now on these streams. But with any luck over the next several months, we'll grow into a rather large channel and, really be able to get the word out there and change more people's minds on these snakes to stop things from happening. Like Brian said in this comment to me, where you used to see them years ago and now you no longer have them. So we just don't want that because if all the rattlesnakes go away, which it's probably not going to happen in my lifetime or any of y'all's lifetime that's on this live stream right now. However, for our grandchildren and stuff, it may happen, and then they end up with other problems. They end up overran by rodents and stuff. Them the rodents killing off native species of plants and stuff because they overeat, and Lyme's disease goes wild into the deer and into the humans and stuff like that because the snakes are not controlling that rodent population, which then the rodents aren't controlling the tick population. And there's a whole lot of factors that go into it that you don't think about when you see a snake out there and stuff. It's not something that most people even realize. I'm not sure what happened there. We had a handful of people in here. It was going pretty good, and it just sort of looks like everything quit. I don't know. That was very, very strange. Um, who all is still with me here? You still here, Hijinks and Sue? Anybody that's in here that hasn't hit the like button yet, can y'all please give us a thumbs up? Double tap the center of your screen or go to the three dots in the upper right corner and click on that. That'll give you a drop down menu with the thumbs up on there. Your likes are the only way that we can keep this stream going. Without your likes, YouTube will end up burying it down at the bottom of the list somewhere, and nobody will see it anymore. They won't see a thumbnail. It won't show up in their feed whenever they're swiping through. So if you give us likes, it keeps us up there, where people get to see it, and we get more people in on this stream, and it also helps bring people back to future streams. Anyway, y'all, before the stream glitched out there, I was explaining the importance of needing to protect these snakes. I had got a message earlier today from a fella that lives in East Texas, and he here. Um, I live in East Texas, and we no longer have timbers anymore. But across the river around Shreveport, they are common. We need to protect them. And Brian is 100% correct. We need to protect these rattlesnakes. These rattlesnakes are very important to our ecosystems. They keep the rodents in check, and by keeping the rodents in check, it keeps the ticks in check, it keeps our native plants in check, keeps crops in check. It does all kinds of things by protecting this rattlesnake. Um, this rattlesnake is probably one of, if not the absolute most docile rattlesnake species on the planet. I don't know of another one that is more docile than this. The Arizona blacktail rattlesnake is probably right there next to it as far as being very docile and calm. Um, this rattlesnake is very, very reluctant to bite. I they can be defensive if they feel threatened or cornered, or if you accidentally step on one or you try to pick one up, then you may have problems. But if you leave the snake alone, or if you could potentially walk right up and stand directly next to one and never know the snake's there, because it's not going to try to usually strike at you or anything as long as it doesn't feel threatened. It may not even rattle because they're so docile. But again, if you try to pick it up, you mess with it in any way, there's a very good chance it's going to defend itself. But killing just one of these rattlesnakes can completely disrupt an entire community of these snakes. It could set them back decades, on reproducing, or refilling that community of them, again. They don't reach maturity until between 8 and 11 years old, and then they don't produce babies but only every 3 to 5 years. So a female may only give birth 2 to 3 times her entire lifetime. So they're very, very slow to reproduce. So when one female is killed, that takes away, 20, 30 years of work by these snakes. I am in a 4-H cold-blooded critter club. We go to these are area that snakes and lizards are that bad. Yeah, that's really awesome there, Hijinks. I'm glad you are actively involved in this kind of thing. Are you still in school? Question. Are you still in school and stuff? And you don't have to tell me, but if you are still in school, what grade are you in? I find that really impressive that you're into this kind of thing, and I really respect it. Good, yeah, wow, and yeah, you're really young, and you're only just going to high school. That's really cool. I'm glad that you're into these. Do you have some sort of future plan as far as after you graduate high school and stuff? Do you intend to, go into, like veterinary care, or conservation, or what do you plan on doing after high school? Is it something reptile related? Yeah, that would be really good to be an exotic vet. Yeah, there are very, very few exotic veterinarians out there. So that would be a very good profession. I think you're really smart on what you're wanting to do, and it's a very, very important, very important thing, to I'm sorry, I'm adjusting the camera here. The snakes are in a different position now, and I like to keep them in frame for y'all. But But yeah, that's great. That's good to hear. I like to hear it when young people are into the animals and stuff, and want to do good for these animals. These animals do a lot for us, a lot more than anybody even realizes that they do. So that's very, very respectable. Hey guys, there's 25 of y'all in here watching, and there's 10 likes up there. Can some more of y'all please give us a thumbs up? Let's help get this out to a wider audience so we can spread the education to more people. As I try to explain to people, even though you might not think that it does much, when you hit that like button, you help as far as the conservation efforts go and the education efforts go with these snakes. Because it helps get more people in here and we get to make more people aware. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having camera trouble. I'm going to have to go find the damn tripod. But I'll get you set up here before I go looking for the tripod. I got another plan here. I did it earlier and it worked out for us. So let me try again here to do the same thing. Alright, bear with me just a minute and I will have this camera stabilized. I might just leave it in that position, but make sure it doesn't fall again, because that seems to be working out pretty good there. Appears we can see everybody pretty good. Let's try to zoom in back there once. Yeah, that'll work for a little while. You got 3 reptiles now. What all do you have? I know about your new snake. What else do you have? As far as exotic vet, we do have a couple exotic vets around here, but they don't like to see venomous snakes. So I have actually self-taught myself a lot about the veterinary side of things. I diagnose all of my reptiles myself, and then the vet actually helps me by writing prescriptions for any medications I need and stuff. I have bought all of the equipment to do bacterial staining and stuff. It's called gram staining. That way, like if you have one with a respiratory infection, you need to find out if it is gram positive or gram negative to determine which type of antibiotic you want to use and everything. And I have taught myself how to do all of that, and I actually help out some other people in the area now when it comes to, the medical side of things with their animals, because it's so hard to find good exotic vets. So, you just stay in school, keep learning everything you can, and, it's never too early or too late to start studying the stuff, even though you're still just going into high school. You start studying all you can about animals now, and that'll just help you tremendously, when you go into college for, your veterinary degree. You got a hoggy named Patches and a cresty named Bananas. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Hognose snakes are really fun. Will yours play dead? That's a very common trait of the hognose snake for their defensive mechanism. Hey guys, come on, give us a thumbs up in here, will you please? We can really use your likes here. Is that any better, hijinks? Alright, good deal. Looks like I had bumped the button there. I apologize. I'm still new to this thing and I'm old, so I'm not super technologically advanced. But hey guys, can y'all give us a thumbs up, please? Help us spread this to a wider audience by giving us likes. That's the best way to boost the YouTube algorithm, to get this out to a wider audience, get more people in here. We have got, a handful of regular viewers that come in here that really enjoy our streams. We got some young people in here that are really into reptiles, that plan on making, animals their future as far as their work and their life. And I would like to be able to keep these streams going and make them as popular as possible and keep the education flowing for those people and anybody else that's interested, and also help educate on these snakes and try to help protect these snakes a little bit. if you see right there, you see that one like sort of putting its head down in where you sort of sees a hole. There's a rock there and it sees a hole. So this is a point that I had tried to make about when you're standing somewhere and people think a snake came after them. If it's just you in the middle of a yard and there's a snake out there and the snake comes towards you, you're thinking the snake is wanting to chase after you, attack you. It's not. And there's another one, sort of looking at the same hole, but it's really not. What it is the snake sees you, and it don't see nothing else around like rocks or a hole or anything for it to take cover in. So they see your feet as a rock or something. They think, oh, maybe I can get under that or beside that for protection, and that's why they might come your way, or they might have saw that as the best direction to go to try to flee to make themselves feel safer. All right, thank you there, Hijinks. I really appreciate that, and hope we see you on another stream here. Keep up the good work with everything. Congratulations on the new snake, and it's very pretty, and best of luck with it. If you have any questions or need help with it in any way, just holler at me. I will be right back in a few minutes. I will be monitoring the chat, so if anybody has a question or anything, feel free to put it in the chat, and I will respond back in the chat, but I will be back on audio here very shortly. I've just got to go run and take care of a couple of snakes, get the heater started up in the snake room, and then I'll be back. What kind of long black snakes? If you hit the like button, I'll show you a long black snake. There's Rattlesnake Jake with his blue eyes. They're blue because he's going to shed very soon. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping in and checking out the stream. Can y'all please double tap that screen and give us some thumbs up? If y'all give us a like, it'll help more people in here. It also helps bring people to our future streams. We can really use your help. We're not a monetized channel. We don't ask for money. We do not accept donations. We do not take super chats. We don't take money in any way. We simply want your likes. So even if you don't plan on staying in long, can you just give us a thumbs up, please, to help us spread this to a wider audience? All you have to do is double tap the center of your screen. If it don't work that way for you, in the upper right corner, there's 3 dots. You click on that, a menu will drop down, and you can hit the like button in there. But the easiest way is just double tap on the screen. We put time, effort, and energy into making these live streams for y'all's entertainment and educational value. Please take a split second of your time to double tap that screen for us. I am going to move the camera to give y'all a better view. It seems like everybody's wanting to hang out back here tonight. So maybe we can set y'all up back here where you can get a more active view. Thank you, whoever hit that like button. Can more of y'all please hit that like button? We need as many likes as we can possibly get in here. If we get to about 20 likes, that boosts the algorithm tremendously. It keeps our stream relevant all night, and we get more and more people in here. Sorry guys, hopefully they got it fixed now. The Wi-Fi is messing up because there was an accident down the road and they hit a pole. So hopefully y'all are good to go now. It looks like it came back. I tried using my hotspot for a while, but it looked like everybody was lagging. Yeah, I was moving the camera to try to get a little bit of a view. The cage has a little bit of condensation on it. I'm going to have to wipe off. It's sort of clouding it a little bit.
My daughter had news for me. My ex-husband is living with a younger woman. Meanwhile, my roommate is brother. Yesterday I fell into a freaking pond, and you would not believe what is down there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you would. But you know what I do know? Is that you never really know who your friends are. Or were.
Wow. Oh. That is one long.
Unfortunately, there's more, but I am out of wine.
I'm so sorry. I just.
We will keep the stream going for another 40-45 minutes, something like that, and then I'll go ahead and cut the lights for these little guys so they can go to sleep and get their much needed rest. Try to get this damn camera to stay again. I can wait until my new stuff comes. You know, I probably could have ordered it faster, but it was a lot more expensive, so I went the cheap route. It's like Medusa's head up there, that rock right now. I don't know if you know who Medusa was, Soviet, but I'm sure you do, don't you, Sue?
I mean,
Okay, yeah, cool. I wasn't sure, you know. I don't know what they teach nowadays in school or any of that kind of thing. Tom isn't watching us tonight, Sue? Or is he watching with you? We have a visitor up front here. She saw me move the camera and had to come be nosy. There's our queen, eyeless. Every time I do something out here close to the enclosure, she has to come be nosy and check out what I'm doing. I like that she's like that, though, you know. She knows I'm not a threat already, even as a little tiny bitty baby. You know, so as she grows, she'll just keep a really, really calm temperament. What'd you use to restore headlights? Uh-oh, we got 5% left on the camera and then it's gonna die. So if it shuts off, I appreciate everybody. Hello.
private animals on.
Okay, yeah. The way I do it is I use anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 grit sandpaper. I will use that to get all the oxidation and stuff off of the lens, and then I will take my buffer and buff it out. And when they're done, they are brand damn new. Now, if your car is only 10, 15 years old at the most, normally you can get away with the turtle wax or whatever, like you're talking there. My favorite dinosaur would probably be the Stegosaurus. I don't know if you've realized it, Sue, but we're starting to get some more traffic for a short time on each stream there. And then we're picking up the regulars, a little bit. We got Romero, we got Hijinks, we got Soviet Kitty, and so we're growing. It's taking a little bit, but that's to be expected. We average, between 10 and 15 subscribers on every live stream, and from my understanding, that is excellent, as considering the age and size of the channel. Yeah, you definitely taught me something. I had no idea that they were orange and black when they were babies. No clue. But that's really interesting, and it made me actually read up on orcas a little bit after you told us that. Yeah, from what I read, it is going to be about a year that they'll lose that yellow or orange hue that they have when they're born. Did you know of the absolute unit of a boa known as Titan of boa? I had no idea of that either.
Ladies, I'm glad to see that you two have mended the disagreement.
That water under the bridge, right? Keep up, you guys. I meant to call you. Thank you. Good chance. The other night. Wish you hadn't seen that.
You don't need to apologize to me.
Good. Because I didn't.
Yeah, how about a do-over dinner, though? Tomorrow night. You don't need that.
Well, I guess I did kind of know that, because usually it would be a female boa, and they would be larger usually. Some of them, getting up to, if I remember correctly, 10 to 14 feet.
I'm okay if I go out with Byron. You don't even like him. The point is, I like you, dude.
Did you know that the green anaconda was actually a type of boa that can grow even larger than that? They can get up to like 29 feet.
Let's pull the Band-Aid off. Come on, I'm keeping this. When were you going to tell me that Nick is coming south?
Not that I need to inform you of the comings and goings of a man old enough to be your father.
And also with the green anaconda, when it's an adult and grows that big, they can actually weigh up to 500 pounds. Yeah, I know the Yoink Man. I watched some of his videos. Yep.
Do not